Dale Carnegie once said that dealing with people is probably the biggest problem you'll face in life, especially if you're trying to get ahead in business, relationships, or pretty much anywhere. And here's the kicker. This book has sold over 30 million copies since 1936. Why? Because most of us are absolutely terrible at handling people. We argue when we should listen, we criticize when we should praise, we talk about ourselves when we should be asking questions. Sound familiar?
Yeah, me too.
How to Win Friends and Influence People isn't just some dusty self-help book from your grandpa's shelf. It's basically the ultimate guide to not being annoying and actually getting people to like you, and more importantly, to work with you, help you, and support your goals. Whether you're trying to nail a job interview, build a business, or just stop arguing with your spouse, Carnegie's got your back. Insight number 1. The honey versus Gall Principle. Don't criticize. Rule number 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Here's the harsh truth. Criticism is futile because it puts a person on the defensive and usually makes them strive to justify themselves. It wounds a person's precious pride, hurts their sense of importance, and arouses resentment. Think about it like this. If you want to gather honey, you don't kick over the beehive. Even Al Capone, yes, the notorious gangster, didn't see himself as a bad guy. He saw himself as a public benefactor who was misunderstood. If a mob boss doesn't believe he's wrong, do you really think criticizing your coworker or your spouse is going to make them say, "Oh, you're right, I'm terrible"? No way. They're just going to dig their heels in. Practical action. Next time you want to call someone out, bite your tongue. Instead, try to understand why they did what they did. Replace judgment with curiosity. It's like hitting the gym for your patience. It hurts at first, but it builds serious muscle. Insight number 2. The deepest human craving. Give honest appreciation. Moving on to the biggest secret of dealing with people, Freud said everything you and I do springs from 2 motives, the sex urge and the desire to be great. Dewey said the deepest urge in human nature is the desire to be important. People crave appreciation the way they crave food. But here's the catch. I'm not talking about flattery. Flattery is cheap. It's counterfeit money. I'm talking about honest, sincere appreciation. Example. Imagine you're at a restaurant. The service is fast. The food is hot. Most of us just eat and leave. But if you stop the server and say, "Hey, I noticed how well you handled that busy rush. You're doing an amazing job," you just made their week. You validated their existence. Practical action. Take the 3 compliments challenge. Today, give 3 different people a specific, sincere compliment. Not just "nice shirt," but "I really admire how you handled that meeting." Watch their face light up. It's magic. Insight number 3 is all about persuasion. Carnegie says, the only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Personally, I love strawberries and cream, but if I go fishing, I'm not going to bait the hook with strawberries and cream. Fish prefer worms. So why do we treat people like they are us? If you're applying for a job, don't talk about how you need the money or how you want experience. The employer doesn't care about your problems. They care about their problems. Talk about how you can save them time, make them profit, or solve their headaches. Practical action. Before you send that email asking for a favor, stop and ask yourself, why would this person want to do it? Rewrite the email highlighting the benefit to them, not you. That's how you arouse an eager want. Insight number 4, the sweetest sound in any language. This one sounds simple, but it's a game changer. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. When you remember someone's name, you pay them a subtle compliment. When you forget it or spell it wrong, you're basically saying, "You don't matter to me." Think about the politician who can remember the name of a voter they met 5 years ago. That voter is yours for life. It's about respect. In the corporate world, this is a superpower. If you can walk into a room and greet everyone by name, you immediately own the room. Practical action. When you meet someone new, don't just nod. Say their name back to them. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Then use it once more in the conversation. So, Sarah, what do you do for work? Lock it in. Insight number 5, be interested, not interesting. We've all been stuck in a conversation with that guy, the one who talks about himself for 20 minutes straight. You just want to escape. Carnegie's rule: become a genuinely interested person. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. People are the heroes of their own movies. They want to talk about their trophies, their struggles, their kids. If you let them talk and you listen, I mean really listen, not just wait for your turn to speak, they will think you are the most brilliant conversationalist in the world, even if you barely said a word. Practical action. Next time you're in a conversation, play the detective. Ask open-ended questions. How did you get started in that? What was the hardest part of that project? Then, shut up and listen. Insight 6, the safety valve. Admit when you're wrong. Okay, let's talk about conflict. What happens when you screw up? Because you will screw up. Carnegie says, if you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Most people try to defend themselves. They make excuses. But imagine you're late for a deadline. Your boss is ready to yell at you. If you walk in and say, I messed up. There is no excuse. I am so sorry and I caused you a headache. What can they say? You just stole all their thunder. They can't argue with you because you've already agreed with them. Usually, their psychology shifts to forgiveness. They start saying, well, it's not that big of a deal. Practical action. The next time you drop the ball, don't make an excuse. Own it immediately. It disarms people faster than anything else. Insight number 7. Avoid arguments like the plague. This is a tough one for the internet generation. You can't win an argument. Here is the logic. If you lose the argument, you lose. If you win the argument, you still lose. Why? Because you've made the other person feel inferior. You've hurt their pride. You might have proved your point logically, but you've lost the relationship emotionally. Carnegie quotes an old rhyme. Here lies the body of William J., who died maintaining his right of way. He was right, dead right as he sped along, but he's just as dead as if he were wrong. Practical action. When you feel that urge to correct someone or prove them wrong in the comment section or at the dinner table, pause. Ask yourself, is being right worth destroying the vibe? Usually, the answer is no. Agree to disagree and pivot. Insight number 8, the secret of Socrates. Get them saying yes. If you want to persuade someone, don't start with the things you disagree on. Start with the things you agree on. This is called the Socratic method. Get the other person saying yes, yes, immediately. When a person says no, their entire nervous system, their muscles, their glands, go into a condition of rejection. It's hard to turn a no into a yes. But if you start with common ground, you build psychological momentum. Example. Don't say to your roommate, you never clean the dishes. That's a no trigger. Say, you want the kitchen to look good when guests come over, right? Yes. And you hate it when there's a bad smell? Yes. So can we handle these dishes before the movie starts? Much likely to be a yes. Practical action. In your next negotiation, start with 3 statements you know the other person agrees with. Build that yes ladder. Insight number 9. Let the other person feel the idea is theirs. Nobody likes being sold, and nobody likes being told what to do. We like to feel like we are buying or acting on our own ideas. So if you want someone to do something, plant the seed and let them take credit. Carnegie tells a story about a man who wanted to sell sketches to a clothing designer. He failed for years. Finally, he brought unfinished sketches and said, I want you to do me a favor. Tell me how you would finish these so they're usable for you. The buyer gave his input, the artist finished them that way, and sold them all. Why? Because the buyer felt like he created them. Practical action. Instead of giving orders, ask for input. How do you think we should solve this? When they give the solution you wanted anyway, praise them for it. Let them have the glory. You take the results. Insight number 10. throw down a challenge. Finally, when nothing else works, when money fails, when praise fails, throw down a challenge. People love a game. They love a chance for self-expression, a chance to prove their worth, to excel, to win. This is why we have sports. This is why sales teams have leaderboards. If you have a team that is slacking, don't nag. Create a competition. Make it a game. The desire to excel is a fundamental driver of human behavior. Practical action. If you're struggling to motivate a team or even your kids, gamify it. I bet you can't finish this before the timer hits 10 minutes. Watch how fast they move. Okay, that was a lot of gold. Let's recap the main takeaways to lock this into your brain. Don't criticize. It never works. It just breeds resentment. Appreciate sincerely. Be lavish in your praise. It's fuel for the human soul. Arouse an eager want. Frame things in terms of what the other person gets out of it. Remember names. It's the ultimate respect. Listen. Be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. Avoid arguments. You can't win them. Admit fault. If you're wrong, admit it quickly. Get the yes. Start with agreement. Give away credit. Let them think it was their idea. Gamify. Use competition to motivate. Here is the bottom line. How to win friends and influence people isn't about tricking people. It's about treating people with dignity. If you apply even just 2 of these principles this week, you're going to see a shift in how people react to you. It's like magic, but it's just empathy. If you got value from this breakdown, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button so this video reaches more people who need it. Thanks for watching, and go out there and make someone's day.